Hello everyone. Today we are going to talking about a simple and powerful tool used to support children's learning and positive behavior. In this case, this is called token economy, and no worry, it look like hard, but it is it that it sound. The first question that you are going to make it in your brain is, what is it? So I'm here to help you to understand what is token economy. In this case, token economy is a system where a child can earn small items, for example, like sticker, points, or chips, every time they show a positive behavior. This token economy don't mean much by themselves, but they can be trading for something that the child really likes, like reinforcement, such as, for example, extra time playing, so playtime, or a small tool like a tangible reinforcement or a special privilege. Um, I'm going to explain how it works. The first thing that we must do is choose the specific behavior that we want to encourage the children engage. This can be, for example, like sharing some toys, for example, or sharing space. Another behavior can be, for example, following instruction like sit down to the homework. For example, we have another following instruction like when we encourage the child to go wash your hands. It is another example. Also, like a second step, we need to decide about the token in particular. The token, it can be stickers. I think that it is very important to keep in mind that sticker can be relational with the motivator of the client. For example, we can choose dinosaur sticker, car stickers that can increase the motivation of the client in participating in any activity or encouraging any desired behavior. Another token that we can choose is, for example, any point. We can work with scale points or small card. Small card also can be relational with the motivator of the client. For example, animal cards or cards about cars, for example, and we can following for the next step, number 3, that we need to pick rewards. This is specific that a child can buy any specific items for the tokens. So, for example, like a free time, snacks, or any specific games. I think that it is very important keep in mind the fourth step, like be consistent. In this particular step, we need to give a token right after the behavior occurred, because this strengthened the behavior, this desired behavior, and also this make the good connection with clear token with the specific reinforcement for the desired behavior. And maybe you are asking in your mind why it's work. For this specific intervention, this system makes learning very fun and keeps the children motivated all the time, because they are going to able to work for reach the token, and then when they reach a specific token, they can exchange or buy for the final reinforce, and this can help them to see progress right away. instead of waiting for a big reward. They earn little steps toward it every day. So this is basically what is token economy, and I hope that you can understand with my lay words. And I think that the token economy it's very simple, motivating, and a great way to help the children to build positive habits at home, in the classroom, or during the therapy. We can work with token economy in every setting. So this is a good advantage that the token economy have. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Henry, and today I'm going to talk to you about a very effective behavior intervention called a token economy. So in simple terms, a token economy is a system where we give a child or a student small markers that can be stickers, stars, just for doing the right thing, and they can exchange those tokens for something that they really, really enjoy. That can be playtime, that can be a favorite snack or an activity. And tokens work because they connect positive behavior to meaningful rewards. So over the next few minutes, I will just share some research that shows why token economies work, how we can use them, and what results we can expect. So in 2009, Hackenberg did an article on why tokens work. One of the quotes he had was, "One of the most important reviews on this topic was written by Dr. Timothy Hackenberg." And he just explained that tokens are what we call condition reinforcers. So that means that tokens become valuable because they are linked to real rewards. So a sticker itself is not like meant to be, or it might not be exciting, but if 5 stickers can be traded for like extra recess or extra time outside, then those stickers can become powerful motivators. So he also broke down how token economies are structured using 3 main parts: the token production schedule, which is what behaviors earn tokens; the exchange schedule, when the child can trade their tokens; and the cost schedule, how many tokens are needed for different rewards. So when you carefully plan out each of these parts, we make sure the system motivates children, it keeps them engaged, and helps bridge the gap between behavior and reward. And Hackenberg's review showed us that it showed us the science behind why tokens are effective. So next is Degley, Espinosa, and Hackenberg again, and it was how to use tokens in practice. So this is a pretty recent article. It was published in 2024, and these researchers gave us an updated and evidence-based recommendation for using token economies in practice. So they explained that when we first introduce tokens, it's important to give them right away after desired behavior, so immediate reinforcement, so that the child learns the connection quickly. And over time, you can fade tokens. So that means we don't give them as often, because we don't want the child to become rely more on natural reinforcement. So we want them to rely more on natural reinforcement, like praise or satisfaction of finishing the task. And they also recommended planning carefully for how tokens will be exchanged, choosing backup reinforcers that are truly motivating, and checking to make sure staff and caregivers are delivering tokens consistently and fairly. So this helps prevent problems like tokens losing their values or children become dependent on them. And then our third source is Soares et al. In 2016. And the title of it was Proof That Token Economies Work in Classrooms. So in 2016, Soares and colleagues analyzed about 30 single case studies where token economies were used in classrooms. And what they found was very encouraging. So they saw that token economies had a strong effect on increasing good behavior and reducing disruptive behavior. And the effect size that they calculated, which is a way to measure how powerful an intervention is, was considered large. This means tokens economy weren't just slightly helpful, but they made a big difference in student behavior. So we can see that these systems work well in both general education and special education classrooms, showing that they can be affected in a wide range of population and students. And another finding was that token economies work best for behavior goals, like staying on task or raising your hand, and adding punishments like taking tokens away that wasn't necessary for success. So what this research means for us as a staff, teachers, and parents, Hackensburg review shows us why token economies actually work, and they serve as condition reinforcers to help bridge the delay to real rewards. And then the second one, the Degley and Hackenberg in 2024 show us how to use them effectively in practice with strategies for introducing, maintaining, and fading tokens. And Soares in 2016 proved that tokens economies work in real classrooms, making a strong case for their use with students of different ages and needs. So thank you guys for watching this training. When we use token economies correctly, we can help children stay motivated, learn new skills, and reduce challenging behaviors in a positive and supportive way. In the next part of this training, I'll demonstrate how to set up a token economy step by step, and also how to collect data and measure progress, and how to fade system over time so that behavior continues naturally without tokens. But I'm leaving that to my teammates.
Hello, my name is Reem G. Jesus, and I'll be talking about the step-by-step for token economy demonstration. So before starting your token economy, make sure to disclose the contingency of the token economy, and you have created a record-keeping system. You have to let the learner know how they can earn the tokens and what behaviors are needed for the tokens. And next, you have to obtain the appropriate tokens, and also the token board. You have to make sure the token itself is not highly preferred, so that way the learner will be focused on getting the backup reinforcer, but at the same time, you don't want to make the tokens less reinforcing where they don't even get motivated to earn them. And next, you have to perform a preference assessment, identify a backup reinforcer. You have to do the preference assessment so you know what the learner is motivated and what they're working for. And next, you have to let the learner know about the token exchange schedule. That means the learner needs to know how many tokens are needed for them to get the tokens, and how many behaviors are needed for them to get the tokens, and how many tokens are required for them to get the backup reinforcer. And now that you have set all the ground rules, you will begin the token economy. As you are doing the token economy, you have to provide the tokens immediately, contingent on the behavior. So as soon as the behavior happens, you have to provide the token immediately, and make sure that you're including verbal praises as well, as you don't want them, as you want the behavior to occur in a natural way. So make sure to include the verbal praises as you are giving the token to the learner, and at the same time you have to provide tokens more often. That means you need to create opportunities for the learner to earn tokens throughout. You don't want to increase the timeline from between the tokens, as you might lose the learner's attention, and at the same time the learners might get frustrated, and maladaptive behavior can be seen during these times. So that way, make sure you're providing it more often and you're giving the learner more opportunities. And then step 6, remind the learner of the token requirements and what they are working for throughout the sessions. This means as you are doing the session, make sure you are reminding them, hey, we are working for this, so that way the client or the learner can stay focused and remember what they're actually working for, so that way they can be more motivated. And lastly, when the token board is completed, provide the backup reinforcer immediately. To reduce any maladaptive behavior and frustration seen from the learner, you have to provide the backup reinforcer immediately once they are done with the token board. And now that you know the step-by-steps for running token economies, here's an example or a sample video of what a token economy would look like. Hi, so we are working on our token board. What are you working for today? Oh, you are working for poppets. Go ahead and put it on your token board. First up. Say bubble.
Bubble.
Good job, you get a token. You can go ahead and put it on your token. Okay. Show me clapping. Oh, that's not clapping. Let's try again. Show me clapping. Good job clapping. Can you touch your nose? Good job touching your nose. Can you show me clapping? Good job clapping. Here's your token. Show me waving. Good job waving. Here you go. Now say bubbles.
Bubbles.
Good job. You get a token. And lastly, say hello.
Hello.
Good job. Here's your token. Now that your token board is all complete, you get your puppets.
Hi, I'm Kara, and I wanted to talk to you about taking data on behavior interventions, specifically token economies. We use token economies to help either increase a desired behavior or decrease problem behavior. As you know, the token economy, they pick something from the reinforcement menu, put it there, what they're working for, and then they earn tokens. And this is used to help either, as stated before, increase the behavior or decrease the behavior. So how we take data on it is your session date would be right here. So that way we know what days we're taking data on. The target behavior, an example I'm going to use is biting. The goal would be 0. It might not always be 0 in the beginning, but our goal is definitely 0. Tokens earned, however many they earn during a session, could be 10, 20, or 30. Tokens spent should match the tokens they've earned so that they are earning their backup reinforcement. And then notes, it's very helpful to write down what they earn, so we might see a trend in that way. It might always be iPad or edibles or time in the sensory room. This data will show us different trends in behavior and will show us if it's being effective or not for the behavior. Obviously, you would want a problem behavior to decrease or a behavior that you want them to do to increase. But what will tell us if it's working is our data to see if it's being implemented consistently and appropriately, and we can track and then make adjustments for our clients. Thank you.
All right, good evening. We're going to be talking about token economy today. Specifically, we're going to talk about how we use prompt fading in a token economy system. So just to kind of go over what we've talked about before, a token economy is a system for behavior modification where individuals earn tokens, these are tokens as rewards for performing desired behaviors, which can then be exchanged for items and privileges such as food, iPad, videos, and toys for the purpose of our project. Our main reinforcer is going to be this box of dice. We like to call these backup reinforcers. Typically, this is seen through the token board on a fixed ratio or variable ratio schedule. For example, with an FR5 or a fixed ratio 5, you have to earn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tokens in order to get your reinforcer. You can also have like an FR7, which you would need 7 tokens instead, or it could be a variable ratio where, like a VR3, where it could be 3, it could be 2, it could be 4. Which then brings us to prompt fading. Prompt fading in a token economy is the process of gradually decreasing the use of tokens in order to promote independent behavior. There are 6 steps to decreasing the use of tokens in this process. First, you want to have a mastery of the skill. You want to ensure the target behavior is being mastered using the token board, as token economy prompts them to learn to be able to teach them new skills. You also want to gradually decrease the use of tokens. You start dispensing them less frequently, as we talked about with our fixed ratio and variable ratio schedules. You also want to increase the cost of the backup reinforcers. Like sometimes it might have just cost 3 trials to get the reinforcer, and then you increase it to 5, and then so on and so forth. Let's see. You also want to incorporate prompt fading techniques that such as like time delay or gradual guidance to systematically reduce the assistance and transfer control to the individual. You also want to the last step is also you want to transition to natural reinforcement. The final goal is to allow the individual to engage in a desired behavior, such as relying on tokens instead of relying on tokens, they're gonna get their reinforcement from natural consequences and reinforcers in their environment. So just to kind of summarize, prompt fading is important to promote independence, generalization, and promote skill retention. Though token economy is an excellent tool in the beginning of teaching ABA clients new skills, eventually you want to fade the reliance on these tokens over time. With that being said, are you comfortable with doing an example right now? All right, cool. We're gonna start with an FR3, and then we're gonna work towards an FR5, then 7, and then each of these tokens will be worth more. So tap the table. Good job, Sadie. Clap hands. Good job. Feel like me? Nice. You earned your reinforcement. Good job. All right. It's gonna be my turn in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. All right. Since you mastered FR3, we're gonna have to earn 5 tokens to get our reinforcement now. So a dog says,
woof.
Cat says,
Meow.
The sun, what color is the sun?
Yellow.
Oh, good job. That's 3. You sit in a
Chair.
Good job. You open the
Door.
You drink
Water.
water. Awesome. Good job, friend. All right. It's going to be my turn in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Now we're going to move to an FR7, so we're going to have to earn 7 tokens in order to get a reinforcement. All right. Knock on table. Good job. Clap hands. Nice. Old MacDonald had a farm.
E-I-E-I-O.
Good job. 5 little monkeys jumping on the
Bed.
Good job. Mary had a little
Lamb.
Nice. Good job. And then, what sound does a cat make?
Meow.
Good job. What animal says woof?
A dog.
Nice. Here you go. You earned all 7 of your tokens. Thank you. All right, so we're still gonna be working for 7 tokens, but this time each token will be worth, like I'm gonna say each token, this is gonna be more of a variable ratio. Each token's gonna be worth 2 or 3, could be worth anywhere from 1 to 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna start. Touch your head. Nice. Good job. Knock on table. Good job. Here's 1 token. A telephone goes.
Bring, bring.
Good job. What color is the ocean?
Blue.
Nice. There's 2. A rooster says.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Nice. Old MacDonald had a
Farm.
good. The wheels on the bus go.
Round and round.
Nice. What color's grass?
Green.
Green. Feel like me. Good job. Dinosaur says. Good. And then, let's see. Row, row, row your boat.
Gently down the street.
Good job. Here's a reinforcement. All right, it's gonna be my turn in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna do one last trial. I'm not gonna Probably not. I'll probably still use the tokens a little bit, but not as much. Like it's gonna be, we'll only be working for, yeah, we'll still be working for 7, but I'm not gonna give them as frequently. Okay, so you sit in a
Chair.
good job. You open the
Door.
You drink.
Water.
Good job. Card goes.
Vroom.
Broom. Good. Let's see. Grass is
Green.
green. Good job. The sky is.
Blue.
The clouds are.
White.
Good job. What animal says meow?
Cat.
Good job. What animal says neigh?
A horse.
Awesome work. 3 more. Under the
Under
the sea.
Under the sea.
Yeah, good trying. Let's see. Row your.
Boat.
Good job. Let's see. Cat says.
Meow.
Good job. What color's the box?
Pink.
Nice. Cock-a-doodle-doo says the.
Chicken.
Good job. And then a cow says.
Ooh.
Horse says.
Nay.
Good job. And that is essentially fading token. That is essentially fading token economy. Thank you guys for your time and hope you have a good night.